Did someone say collection lock the new account challenge? Yes, I did, and I'm no longer going insane because I just bought my very first house. No, but for realsies, as cool as player housing is, I've had a very productive month in other areas. I started the month with leveling up Mudara's alchemy for the sulfurous grind. To do this, I had to do a bunch of farming on Flower Basket, and I had a lot of fun searching for purple lotus, which I needed for the Philosopher's Stone so that I could transmute the arcane crystals into arcanite bars. And I definitely didn't accidentally sell this before I finished transmuting either. I also continued my usual molten core runs, hoping to get all of the blood of the mountain I needed. During this, I managed to complete the Vestments of Transcendence set from Blackwing Lair, and I managed to get the last blood of the mountain I needed, which meant it was almost time to craft Sulfurous Hand of Ragnaros. Through lots of farming on Flower Basket, I was able to gather enough regents to get both Mudara's alchemy and Toleda's blacksmithing to level 300 in Classic, which meant Toleda could learn the Sulfuran Hammer recipe and Mudara could learn Transmutation Mastery, which would allow her to save resources on Arcanite bars. However, I actually decided not to go for Transmutation Master in the end. Turns out doing this would mean I have to go to Pandaria, which I haven't unlocked yet. Then I'd have to level up Mudara's Pandaria alchemy and find enough resources to create 4 living steel, which actually means Toleda would have to also learn Pandaria mining. It's a lot of work, and I figured that even though flying in circles around Ungara Crater is a bit dull, it's at least easy, and I could gather the rest of the arcane crystals in just a couple of hours. As soon as I had everything I needed, I headed straight to the Blackforge to craft my Sulfuran Hammer. If you're looking for this, you can find it by Lord Incendius in Blackrock Depths. And there we have it! By fire be purged, we have Sulfurous Hand of Ragnaros. So next up, Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker? Anyways, since Toleda was a level 300 blacksmith, I decided to have a look at her missing recipes to see if I could easily learn a few new transmogs. When I did this, I discovered that a lot of them could be bought from Loctos Dark Bargainer. I initially thought these were on a random rotation, but after a quick search, I found out that they were rep-based. So in order to have access to all the recipes, I would basically need to be exalted with the Thorian Brotherhood. This was pretty easy to do, because it just involved handing in a bunch of spare regents to Loctos Dark Bargainer. I then bought and learned all the blacksmithing recipes available. Unfortunately, because the recipes are bind on pickup, I won't be able to buy recipes for other professions using Toleda, because they will be locked to her character, so I'll have to do this again on other characters for other professions. But on the bright side, I was able to craft a few new transmogs, and I only have 2 recipes missing from Blackrock Depths now, the Dark Iron Shoulders and Dark Iron Mail, which come from different spawns within the actual dungeon itself. So on my next full run through, I'll be checking for these, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Wait, sorry, did I make it sound like we'd have to wait months for Thunder Fury? Nah, I actually headed straight to Silithus after crafting Sulfurous. I wanted to at least pick up the quest and get it started, but I quickly realised that I only needed to craft 10 enchanted Elementium bars and kill Ragnaros one more time to get this done. Really wasn't too difficult. The most difficult parts would be gathering the arcane crystals, because I already had the Elementium ingots and fiery cores, but Thunder Fury actually requires you to gather 10 Arcanite bars per enchanted Elementium bar. So that's 10 lots of 10, which is obviously 100, and 100 arcane crystals does seem like a lot, but I also knew it would only really take me a few hours to farm that, especially with Flower Basket, who's been doing lots of farming already. And if I stuck to my usual route around Ungara Crater, it'd be really straightforward. So after a quick lava bath, we killed Ragnaros, getting us the essence of the Fire Lord, and then I switched to Flower Basket and grabbed my arcane crystals. For those that are curious about add-ons, this glorious circle in the middle of my screen is Farm Hood. Those who played in Classic and TBC will likely be familiar with this, but for those who are newer to collecting, this literally just plonks your minimap in the middle of your screen so you can see absolutely everything without having to strain your eyes to see what's in that teensy tiny minimap. Anyways, it wasn't long before I was smelting my 10 enchanted Elementium bars and taking them back to Silithus. I handed them in to the traitorous High Lord Demetrian, causing Thunderon to be summoned. After a quick tap on his windy behind and a small threat aimed at a cowardly man, I had it. Behold, Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. So yeah, it turns out crafting Thunder Fury is way easier than crafting Sulfurous. Part of me feels like I should have done that first, but the sense of accomplishment I feel right now for having created both classic legendaries is insane. During this quest for legendaries, I have actually mostly completed Molten Core and Blackrock Depths. I do need to get exalted with the Hydraxian Waterlords, which is definitely best done on Toleda, but once that's done, I will have to decide which character I want to take through next. I'm thinking a Shaman because of the Shaman only illusion Flame Tongue, which drops from Ragnaros. And that would mean taking Lilba Sparknozzle, a yet-to-be-leveled goblin engineer who also happens to be a shaman. But what do you guys think? Happy Feast of Wintervale! Yeah, I'm a touch late, aren't I? As much as I wish I could do these videos more often, work makes it real difficult, but at least I was able to get the Feast of Wintervale quest done almost every day. Doing this got me a bunch of new toys, and with the help of Talida, I was able to open all of my presents under the Wintervale tree. I actually did so many dailies that I got an achievement for 200 dailies, and I was able to complete a frosty shake and start a fun snowy dance party in Dalaran. Also, whilst we're on the note of dance parties in Dalaran, can I just say a quick sorry to this person? I am super unobservant and I swear I wasn't intentionally ignoring you. I actually saw this bit when I was re-watching the VOD to write my script. Anyways, I love meeting new people, so if you ever see me in game, I am officially giving Farlight and all the rest of you lovely people permission to jump in my face until I notice you. It'll happen eventually. By the end of the month, Legion Remix was also rapidly approaching its end. In fact, I think by the time this video is out, it might have already ended, so I tried to get as much done as possible. I wanted to get one of each class to level 80 for the Fellscorned mounts, so that I wouldn't need to waste bronze on those. So far, out of the 12 classes available, I've managed to get my Demon Hunter, my Shaman, and my Priest to level 80, as well as my Rogue, T-Swizzle, and my Mage, Lilbo, in a previous episode. That leaves me with another 7 classes to complete in January. So that brings us to the end of another legendary episode of Collection Lock. Of course, before we go, we have to check the trading post. This month, there were tons of things I wanted, but I couldn't quite afford them all. So I bought the Frozen Highlands Gobber, saving the stunning Reigns of the Soaring Sky Fox for next month. I then spent the rest of my tenders on the Noble's Winter Collection and the Sky Witch's attire. I absolutely adore these transmog sets and will buy them in every colour ever available. Honestly, I can't believe what a crazy year it's been. I started this challenge in May 2025, and in under a year I have 2 legendaries and have nearly 7% completed the game. That honestly seems absolutely bonkers to me, and whilst I'm trying to do this by myself as much as possible, there's no way I could have done it without you lovely people cheering me on and supporting me in my weekly runs. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I hope you all have a wonderful 2026. You deserve it, seriously.